Not the video I wanted to be making this weekend, guys, but unfortunately, given this being my job, the things I got to cover is stuff like this. That being the rehashing, as the internet does when someone gets a new hire here in esports and gaming. That being Katie Bedford, I would say a CDL talent, as well as a streamer out there, now signed officially to OpTic Gaming. I believe is some sort of content creator, and with that, as the internet does, rehashing of some old things about 2.5 years ago involving Katie's past. She has now posted a long overdue apology, which I would say, yes, much overdue. A poor handling of a past situation. I'm not really sure how to feel about this one. If I'm being upfront with all of you guys, I do not know how to react to this one. Of course, that's up to you guys. You can leave your thoughts on the situation down below. In case you guys are wondering what past circumstance people are talking about, that being just primarily one tweet, which, a very distasteful comment towards Native American protesters of a movement going on right around 2.5 years ago. And one individual tweet by Katie Freights, that's her former name. She is now known as Katie Bedford. And that tweet saying, "I wonder how many Native Nations Rise protesters I could run over before I got arrested. Hashtag get out of my way." And especially in the wake of all the protests going on here in America with Black Lives Matter and the murder of George Floyd, I'm sure at least a few of you guys can understand why this, even though it is rehashed from quite some time ago, is a very, very iffy thing. And I will say, if I'm being honest, when it comes time for an apology coming now, after all of this was rehashed, an apology, a lengthy apology should have been stated back when it first happened to avoid even more of what makes this to some people look disingenuous. I will say though, her finally coming out about this, I understand where she is coming from to be scared to address these issues now that she had, changed her name, her occupation as well in the gaming esports scene. To rehash and apologize out of nowhere for her past actions would simply be bringing us back to where we are now. She has officially posted her apology. I would say pretty well worded given the case. Alongside that, it seems like OpTic Gaming is going through with hiring her for whatever purposes they did. Stating, "In 2017, I sent a grossly inappropriate tweet stemming from a protest in the nation's capital. I apologize to everyone my tweet has ever impacted. I apologize for not saying I'm sorry in the moment and for not having better judgment. I will never know how many people I hurt or let down, and to all of you, I am sorry. The apology is far later than it should be, but that does not mean I shouldn't give it. Freedom of assembly is protected in America, and to dismiss others' struggles for equality because I was inconvenienced was wrong, hurtful, and detrimental. Protest creates change, and I should have been supportive of that change. Instead, I was selfish and only thinking of myself. I have not, nor do I, hold prejudice or hate in my heart for American Indians or anyone else. That is and always will be true. My split-second decision was an error in judgment. It does not reflect my views or my values." If you would like context surrounding the tweet, I provided it below. I used to work in politics in Washington, D.C., and I also lived in the city. It was a normal work day, and I was on my way to a meeting in a cab. A large portion of the city had been shut down over a protest against the Dakota Access Pipeline. There were protests almost every day, and once again, we were stuck in traffic. Now running late, I sent what I thought was a snarky tweet to vent my frustration. It was not snarky, it was not funny, it was tasteless and mean. A mean tweet about traffic detracted from and trivialized the very real struggles American Indians face, struggles I will never have to endure because of my white privilege. For that, I am sorry. I deleted the tweet that day, but I've regretted it every single day since. I regret that in my panic over the anger directed toward me, I accepted advice to push back with a defensive opt instead of owning up to my mistake. Working in politics every single day, 7 days a week, made me a worse person. I wasn't listening when I used to be happy to lend my ear. I wasn't pausing to consider when I usually gave the benefit of the doubt. I wasn't keeping an open mind when I used to. She later continued, "So why am I apologizing now? To be honest, I've been terrified of addressing this publicly. That's another failing on my end. My fear of public perception should never outweigh owning up to the damage I've caused others. Actions speak louder than words, and I will continue to show who I am and what my values are through those actions." And I would say a very well-worded response when it comes time for providing context exactly what she did just over 2 years ago. And with that, I think that would be my main point in her defense as well. Obviously, so it seems, she puts out in words, guys, she has regretted this every single day ever since. And with that being quite some time ago, she even admits she should have apologized when it did happen and not right now when it's being re-sparked. And so you can really feel how you feel about that, whether you think it's disingenuous, whether you think it's honest. I think when it comes time for a lot of these cases, it was quite some time ago and people do change. All we can hope for now is that she has learned from those past mistakes and she does have different values and different beliefs than she did back then. Hopefully she has grown as a person, and what she put out there, she does mean and actually live by today. And that's all I can really hope for. I give props for OpTic Gaming for really standing for what they, have hired this person for, especially during a tough time where we could see plenty of companies getting rid of Katie for saying these kind of comments. We can only hope that she is progressing forward and actually learning from those mistakes. And as you guys grow up, you will realize you too do make mistakes. Maybe not as serious as this one, but you're going to realize that eventually you'll be making mistakes you do regret, and hopefully we can all learn from this to own up to those mistakes when they happen, not wait until they get rehashed and people are pissed off by them, a couple years down the road. So hopefully we can all understand both sides of this coin. I certainly understand where a lot of you guys are coming for and from on both sides of this argument. But either way, I wish Katie the best of luck in OpTic Gaming and, of course, in the Call of Duty scene and community going forward. Until next time, hope you guys all enjoy. Until then, though, drink your water, drink your coffee. I got some great, happier stories coming sometime soon. All right, bye.
We'll be right back.